Arsenal's result, on the other hand, they beat Watford away 3-2, which, again, is not saying much because Watford have been dreadful lately. But the manner of the win, I thought, was really encouraging for Arsenal fans. And the way their front line interplayed with each other. Martin Odegaard was the best game I've seen him play in Arsenal, in an Arsenal shirt for a long time, if ever. I thought they played with fun, with joy, with attacking intent. And I think we mentioned before we hit record how there are shortcomings in defence. I thought Ben White was a bit of a liability at times, especially for one of Watford's goals. He should have done a lot better. But overall, I think there's a lot more encouraging signs for Arsenal than there is for, say, United or for Spurs especially, surely.
Definitely. I think some of the young talent that Arsenal have got really shone through in this game. And Martin Odegaard, like you say, it was definitely his best performance I've seen of the season. I thought it was fantastic. And Bukayo Saka just goes from strength to strength. He's such a fantastic footballer and a joy to watch. His attacking intent and the way he drives forward with the ball is just brilliant. And if you remember, when he first came into the Arsenal team, they thought he was a left back. But he looks something else, doesn't he? I really enjoyed watching him play. And he's playing with a smile on his face. And the atmosphere around Arsenal, it's changed so much. It's annoying for me. And my Twitter feed is either always full of Arsenal fans talking about how their club is the worst run club in the world and they're really hard done by and they deserve success. And now all of a sudden they're talking about how they're the best run club in the world and signing Odegaard was a stroke of genius. So I don't know, I can't keep up. But on the bright side, they are into fourth now. They have got difficult games to come, but they're showing some real classy football, which is what Arsenal fans would have wanted for a really long time. And I think the ability in that front line is fantastic. They need another number 9, obviously, and they're going to have problems in the summer when Lacazette and Nketiah inevitably move on. But yeah, it's encouraging for them, let's say. But you are right. There was some shortcomings at the back, particularly towards the end of the game. When they thought they had the game won, they switched off, and that's what let Watford get their second. And Ben White will know he should have done better than that. Gabriel's had a couple of shaky moments over the last few weeks, you could say as well. But a win's a win at this stage of the season, and they just want to get 3 points on the board at the moment, and they did that. So great result for them.
Yeah, I think if they don't get Champions League now, it will be because they've just let it slip, basically. They've got a foundation there that I think at the start of the season was difficult to see happening. And they lost, the first 3 games in the Premier League. And we were saying, this team's a mediocre, mid-table Premier League team at best. That seems like a season ago. That doesn't seem like the same season anymore. So that just shows the scale of improvement for Arsenal. And as you say, the front players, the youngsters, they're establishing themselves as really elite players now, and I think that's exciting. I had no idea what the Arteta philosophy was really at any point, and I think we're all questioning whether he had any clue whatsoever of what he was doing. But I think it's a bit clearer now what he's trying to do. You know,
it is. I wonder how much of that is being forced upon him because the investment in the club is clearly being on pushing the younger players and bringing in younger players that will gain market value. So it's nice to see that he is making that work. And if he is the one that's identifying those targets, or whether it's Edu, they're clearly doing well with it because their summer signings have all been great. Even Ben White, he looks a bit shaky in moments, but he is still a young centre-back and he actually is doing really well there. Ramsdale's come on leaps and bounds this year. Tomiyasu's fantastic. They brought in Martin Odegaard on a permanent deal, and we've just been saying how brilliant he looked in the game. So they are making steps in the right direction, definitely. And what's encouraging for Arsenal is if they can cement European football this year at the very top level, what does that then enable them to kick on to next season? Because they're already building a good foundation of a squad that only has room for growth because it's so young. But now they're also in the Champions League. So when they couldn't attract Vlahovic in January, for example, and he'd rather go to Juventus, well, in the summer, when they identify their next target, not only are they Arsenal in London, have the money, but they've got this crop of young, exciting players and Champions League football to offer. So it's a positive sign for the future for the club, definitely.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's if they can hang on to the players they've got, or whether they're actually got this model of becoming a stepping stone club in some ways, isn't it? Because they've had a reputation for doing that in the past where players don't win trophies. So I guess they've got to win a trophy in the next couple of seasons with this team of players to make it count. But Champions League football seems like the essential ingredient for them right now. It's amazing how different the atmosphere seems at the club without Aubameyang there, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is down to Aubameyang, to be fair, but without him in the starting 11, there is a lot more harmony as well. I mean, he's doing really well in Barcelona, so maybe it was just wrong place for the wrong person. But it is interesting, the change in atmosphere. I'm hearing a lot less talk about how desperate they are for new owners all of a sudden, and how much they need more direction at the top, and Edu's not the right man. All of a sudden, he really is. So it's interesting to see how quickly a few results can change a whole fan base's attitude, to be honest. But fair play to them. If it's working, it's working.